Hey beautifuls, it's Hannah here from Reality Awareness. I am the Life Purpose Queen, awakening you to your dreams, allowing you to shift into what you're really here for on earth. Heart. Let's talk about that heart, right? I'm doing an energy update just after I said the other day, oh, I don't feel called to do them anymore. And the reason that I'm jumping on live now is because so many people are messaging me, clients, lots of things going on where it's like everybody is feeling like they're in a really hard space right now. They're finding it really difficult to be. They're questioning everything, doubting everything. So I'm curious how you're feeling, and I'm coming on live stream to talk about this because I've actually been feeling really good. So there's a few factors that I want to speak to about this because I feel like I've just been repeating myself to so many people today that I'm like, I think I need to talk about this publicly to everybody. So I'm going to share this. There is no sales link attached to this live stream. So if you want to share it in groups, go for it. I feel like lots of people need to hear this message right now. It's coming through really strongly. Hey, Kelly. So I'd love to hear how you guys are feeling on this live stream. If you're joining me live, then say hi and let me know how you're feeling, because there's a lot of people feeling, and I'm like, okay, I think I need to jump hard. Like, I'm like, this is going on, but I'm not feeling it. So it's interesting. I felt it and I pulled myself out of it, and I want to talk to you a bit about this because I feel like it's a really strong message at the moment. So let me share this and let me be present with you about this as well. My neighbors have got some renovations going on. So if you're hearing all the banging and stuff, that's what's happening. Reno's going everywhere. Now, it's going to do its thing and not let me share it there. Or maybe it will. All right. Okay, here we go. So I'm curious. Definitely want to run away from life right now. Okay, awesome. Okay, I did need to come on and talk about this. Well, of course I did, but yeah, I'm not really feeling it. So I really want to speak to that as well, because there's something that I really, really noticed, especially today. Okay. Share, yes, thank you. So share away, guys. This is going to be an important message for everybody to hear, to really help support everybody, because I've just been repeating myself like 50 times and I'm like, it's collective, guys. It's okay. It's not just you. Okay, you might be feeling crazy or like you want to run away or all of the above. But there's something that's really significant, and this is really important, okay? Because whilst, and I've written down some notes so I don't miss anything here. Whilst it's like, I'm just going to bring up the comments here. It's easier for me to see. Okay, cool. So whilst it's really important, like around, like feeling like you're going through a really hard time, like the world's against you, like questioning everything, like doubting every decision that you've ever made, questioning every decision that you've ever made. Like, this is really important, guys, because I feel like the past 3 days, like I felt the wave of it hit on Monday. Yeah. So 2 days ago, because I'm in Australia. Hey guys. Hey Deb. I'm feeling really, really well, but a lot of people are not, apparently. And this is what I really want to speak to. I'm just getting coffee. So it's like this really like coming into questioning everything. And again, I feel like this started on Monday. Yeah, probably about Monday afternoon. So I'm talking Australian Eastern Standard Time, Brisbane, Sydney time. Okay, so Monday afternoon, it was like a wave of it. Yeah, and then I was just like, whoa, okay, feeling this. And then on Tuesday, actually it was Monday, yeah, I was feeling, so Monday was really like anxiety frazzled, and then I'm like, oh, it's equinox, and I just, for whatever reason, I thought equinox was later this week, and then I posted about it and people were like, and I feel like there's like a separation of time, yeah, like we're kind of like off the planet. Like, and by the way, guys, I've been doing a daily oracle on Instagram. So message is coming through so strongly and fast. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's just my name on Instagram is @realityawareness. I'm doing a daily oracle on Instagram TV. So if you want kind of like a daily check-in energy update, that's where you want to find me, doing the daily oracle on Instagram TV @realityawareness. And I actually spoke about this on there yesterday, I'm pretty sure it was, that it just feels like we're like off the ones who are like kind of out of time. It's just, you know, like we've got the earth and then it's like we're just off the grid. Like it's like, I don't know how to describe it, right? So like we're disconnected from the earth, but the energy or something, like we're out here, not here. It's kind of weird because I'm like, oh, it's Easter, it's equinox. It's equinox the other day. Now with equinox or any of these, by the way, guys, any equinox, Beltane, like, you know, changing from winter to spring, changing from day to night, it's a portal. Yeah, you can feel that energy as the sun rises or the sun set. Like there is a different feeling about sunrise and sunset, is there not? Yeah, you can feel it, right? So when winter changes to spring, when there's equinox and there's the actual, you know, like day-night cycles are the same, right? It's like this coming in as a portal and it comes out. Like there's a breathing in and a breathing out, yeah? The sun's out, the sun goes down, yeah? It's nighttime. Like there's a breathing in and a breathing out, yeah? These specific portal changes, yeah, are really, really crucial to be aware of. Now, along with being conscious, right? If you're feeling like it's really hard, like you want to run away from everything, like tired, like exhausted, like questioning and doubting every single thing that you've ever done. Now, this is a collective feeling going on right now, as well as equinox. We are smack bang in the dark moon phase, yeah? There's a new moon. I think it's on Saturday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? It's around then. That's the peak of it, okay? But leading up to it. So right now, we're getting closer and closer, like more dark moon, more dark moon, more dark moon, no moon. Yeah? And then it starts to come into becoming light again, yeah? Now with that darkness, it is shedding of collective consciousness. It is shedding like anything that's not working in your life. Like if you're bleeding right now or about to bleed as well with your menstrual cycle, like it is like, everything is hard, okay? Now, everything is hard. Yes, we can work for it to be easier, but sometimes it's just like, oh my God, what's going on? Number one thing, check in. What is the collective doing? Okay, so important, okay, because when we know, oh my God, okay, cool, everyone else is feeling it. Like you guys have got my reality awareness support group. I see you posting in there, like awesome, that is how it's supposed to be using. Like, you know, like post in there like, I'm feeling this, is it collective or is it just me? Because then it takes the like, there's something wrong with me out of the equation, yeah? Now, I'm going to check these comments and then I'm going to speak about how I've not really felt the waves, but they haven't as affected me as like they used to, and I really want to speak to that because it's been a real differentiation, and I feel like the strong message, yeah, I'm going to say this bit now, the strong message coming through right now is the fact that for people like us who are highly sensitive empaths, or whatever you want to put a label on, right? If you are out of alignment, it is going to feel hard. It is going to feel like everything is like, you know, piling up top of you, like questioning everything. Now there's a little bit of a disclaimer when I say that, because whilst I say, yes, it's like you're out of alignment, right? The thing that I don't want you to go thinking is like, oh shit, everything's wrong in my life, right? It's a really fine distinctual line around what's in alignment and what's not. In a sense that, right? I don't want you thinking, oh shit, everything's out of alignment and I'm bad because I'm out of alignment. That's not where I want you to go with that. What I want you to recognize is that what is currently going on in your vicinity, yeah? So yes, there's the collective and you've got the awareness about that. The other part that's going on is that there's like your current environment, yeah? Who are you hanging around? What are the people you're interacting with, yeah? Because I feel like they're going to be either bringing you into alignment or out of alignment. And that's what I mean about that. Who are you listening to? Who have you just had interactions with? Who are you feeling? What's going on in your current, like, you know, immediate vicinity? like of your reality, like yes, like I said, all this collective stuff's going on, but if there are people or things or you're in an environment that is out of alignment where your soul is calling you to go, then things are going to feel hard. You're going to be questioning everything. You're going to be doubting everything. Like these are the collective energies going on that I've noticed through 90% of my clients today, and that's why I'm like, I need to come in here. And then there's other people private messaging me going, I don't know, I'm so confused about things, right? So when we really look at what is going on, it's like it's a beacon, it's a calling card that this is showing you what's in alignment and what's out of alignment. It's as simple as that. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing you need to change. Like, and by the way, here's the kind of answer. I'll go through comments in a minute, obviously. Here's the answer, okay? Whilst we can be in an environment, and maybe we can't change that right now, but the change is coming up soon, right? How do we manage being in an environment where it is out of alignment, right? How do we manage doing, like staying sane in that because we're just spiraling down, right? It's like, okay, how can I remove myself from this situation? How can I get out of the house? How can I get out of the office? How can I remove myself from this person for a while? Go outside. The fastest way to do this is to go outside, put your feet on the earth, like your bare feet on the bare earth, right? Or if it's nighttime, look up at the stars, like connect with the earth. Yeah, recenter your energy and ground yourself into the earth. Like that is number one, and do it outside. Yeah, of course there's no earth inside, right? Well, mainly, but outside, outdoors, in nature. Yeah, fastest way to reset your energy. Yeah, and then obviously your mindset. You're really needing to be training your mindset. If you're doubting everything and questioning everything, honey, that's a lot of pressure on yourself. Like you have not made a wrong decision. Plus the fact that you wouldn't be where you are now if you weren't supposed to be there. Okay, so we're going to talk about what's out of alignment or what's not in alignment, like in alignment, not and out of alignment. It's looking at the current environment that you're in, and if it is supporting you and uplifting you, well, you wouldn't be even spiraling down. Yeah. Now, this is not placing blame on other people. It is not. Yeah. This is not placing blame on other people and like, oh, they're making me feel like this. No. Okay, because we can remove ourselves, reset our energy, clear your energy, clear your chakras. My free chakra clearing meditation, like it is free for a reason, right? The in the Essentials meditation pack, I'll get it right now. Use that. Like when you're feeling like this, you should be having that on repeat in your ears. Like get outside, listen to that. Allow yourself to reset your energy field by doing that. Yeah, and then look at. Actually, what's the reality of this situation? Where is my soul really calling me to be? Yeah, because the thing is that when we are feeling everyone else's energy and we're so clouded with everyone else's energy, those thoughts are going to be like taking over and we will be questioning everything. And that is out of alignment with our true soul and our true heart and what we're really being called to do. Yeah. So let me just pop this meditation pack in there. It is free. You just need to exchange your email for it. That's the only not free part about it, but you've got that. There's 6 meditations in there. There's not just the chakra clearing one. So let me just check here. So Penny says the last couple of days have been tough. Yes. In the beginning, it felt like everything was broken and falling apart, super tired. Yes. Then I realized it's more than me. Yes. It's so important, right? When we just like catch ourselves, because that's the fine tuning of our intuition. That's how we really pull ourselves, like into like deep honing of our gifts, right? When we're really doing that. So Kelly says, I was feeling sick and off, but especially since the Archangel Mary meditation, I felt good. Yes. At first, the space felt more like numbness and grief. Now I realize it's a shift into the space, and the space should not worry me. Yes. It's actually a step forward. Yes. And other people felt this shift too into like, the space again. And I was actually speaking to a client specifically about this, and she was questioning, she's like, she was realizing her patterning around the grief and which I've done myself as well. I did exactly this thing many years ago. It's like, people call it we're addicted to the sadness, we're addicted to the grief, we're addicted to the drama, right? Now, I don't like using that word, but that's what people say. Now, the reality of that is that when we've grown up in an abusive, toxic household, when we've been in a relationship that's been narcissistic or whatever you want to label it with, that sort of energy, that may be seen as bad, toxic, blah, 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 blah. What that is is that's the only form of connection you've known. That's the only way that you have known how to communicate, how to connect with a person, how to feel loved. That's the only way. So when we start moving out of the toxic drama and blah, blah, whatever other label you want to put on it, and then all of a sudden we find this space. And that's why a lot of us go back, because we're like, that space is not safe because it's not familiar. This is familiar. And this is why we go back to our patterns, right? So when you start shifting into this space, it's a brain training. It's a simple talk around, it's okay, this is what I've been working for. This space is safe. Now, the specific thing that I want to share that I spoke with my client about is that it was like, she's like, but what am I to do over here? There's nothing to do. Like over here, there's all stuff to do because there's drama or like whatever. I don't like using those words, but you know, that's what people kind of judge it as. Like, you know, like, oh, they're full of drama or whatever. It's actually like, well, that's the only way they knew how to survive, to be in the world. So when we're shifting our reality, it's coming into this space about the space. And it's like, well, what do we do in this space, right? Now, this is really important. You want to write something down? Write this one down, guys. This here is a lot of love. It really is, right? It's the love we've been looking for, but it's not a common feeling because we're used to being over here in all the drama. That's the common way we connect, right? So when we move over here, it's retraining ourselves, saying this is what love really is about. This space, this peaceful feeling, this quietness, this gentleness. This is love. And it's training your mind, body, and energy to feel this and be safe and feel okay in this space. Now, the other thing that she was saying, it's like, you know, well, what am I to do? And I'm like, well, in this love, in this peace, in this solidarity feeling, this stability, this stable feeling that we've been chasing for so long, that all this drama is just extremes of fucking hell, basically, right? Anyone's been in a toxic, abusive relationship, they know what extremes are. We're done. We're good with extremes. I know what extremes are. Yeah, I'm okay to be over here now, right? Stability. Now, again, it's a shift because this, even though it's extreme and chaotic and, you know, toxic and whatever label you want to put on it, even though it's crazy, that in itself is stable. Because again, it's the only way we've known, right? So when we move into this, and this is now stable and actually it feels good, but we need to train ourselves that it's okay to feel like, it's okay to feel good. And then when we've got this amount of love and space and we feel stable, like, then we truly have a basis and a foundation to share that love with others, to share this love, this stability, this foundational space. That this is what everyone's chasing for when they're taking drugs, when they're seeking connection. It's this stability, it's this love, it's this safety. And we have so much more energy to give to people. We have so much more energy to be with people, to help people, to shift people. Not when we're drained and flicking from extremes and going freaking crazy and all over the place, burning out, toxic, blah, blah, blah. This stable, peace, grounded, have a lot more to give. That's what we do in this space. We're able to share our purpose and our passion with people when we're in that stable, grounded, solid space, to share the love, to share consciousness, to share shift, whatever you're being called to do. And you might get to this space and you're like, actually, I don't even feel called to help people anymore. I just want to help myself. Whereas over here, the thing about helping people and I just want to help people, it's because we don't want to face the reality of all the pain that takes us into the journey of actually returning to here. Yeah? So Tammy says, I am well too, but I know others around me are not so much. Yeah, it's really interesting, right? And you know how I talk about the webs, yeah, all the different spider webs, and as my cat's meowing, it's the self-love, right? Rhodochrosite is cat, it's the self-love, yeah? Confirming that at the perfect time, of course. So the spider webs coming into, like, you know, like those different, we're all on different webs, but we're all connected in the web. And I feel like we're like coming into this stable place and there's still people like kind of coming into that. Yeah, because there's I feel like there's been a big awakening, you know, like the whole, that 15-year-old, is she? That 15-year-old girl on climate change is like, you know, bringing all this awareness. Like Marianne Williamson is in the politics bringing all this awareness. Like it might not be changing anything, but energetically people are going, whoa, what's this? Yeah, and this is what this is. Starting to awaken. The next wave is awakening, is what I can feel is happening. So Kai says things are a lot less up and down, but mostly I feel so clear and have clarity regarding life and what I need to do. Yes, awesome, right? Awesome, I love that. So Agnes says, I feel that way right now, running away yesterday and piling up. Hopefully better today. Have dizziness, but I'm in detox and I've just moved house a few weeks ago. Yeah, lots of change there, yeah? Definitely feel it's clearer today. Yes, awesome. Okay, so the other thing that I want to check in with about, and this website is the Schumann's resonance thing, and I always keep an eye out, guys, on the earthquakes. There's an awesome guy that I follow on YouTube. I'll just share his, the latest one that I've got there in his thing. And these two websites I'm just putting in now, it's a YouTube channel, and I don't watch them what's going on every day religiously. It's just when I start feeling a wave or I feel off, I'm like, let me just check what's going on, right? And even with the earthquakes, you know, I don't sit there and watch the whole thing, but I'll just flick through and I'll just get a sense about what's shifting and not. It's actually been really quiet, and then the past week it's kind of flared up again with earthquakes around the globe. So it's really interesting to watch. And you know, here I'm saying I wasn't going to do another energy update, but I can feel so many people are off. I'm like, I need to get on and talk about this. The other thing, so the Schumann's resonance, so what I like to check on there is the third graph down. When you actually click on that link, you can see it actually says the Schumann resonance, and it's actually the blue and the white. And when there's lots of white, that's when I've noticed the big, I don't know what it is, whether it's I don't know that they're solar flares. I think maybe it is, I don't really know the depth of it. All I know is that when that white really shows up, that's when everyone gets hit with the wave of tiredness and everyone's like, whoa, right? And if I look at it, it is literally, so this is in Russian time, but you know, it would have been that Monday afternoon when I was feeling it. It would have been Tuesday afternoon when I was feeling the wave. And just recently, probably maybe about 3 hours ago, there was another little bit there. So it's always good to just keep an eye on, just check what's going on. And it just takes the there's something wrong with me, what's happening, right? It takes that out of the equation. So it's really good to just keep an eye on. Post in my Reality Awareness support group, you'll see there's other posts in there that you're not alone, right? And just check in, okay, cool. So then what do? You go outside, you put your feet on the earth, you ground yourself, you clear energy. You have my chakra clearing meditation on repeat. In the recalling your energy meditation, in that free meditation pack, there's also the recalling your energy meditation. Those two meditations have on repeat, yeah, when you're feeling like this, yeah? And then of course there's also the obvious, make sure you get enough sleep, have the, basic self-care down packed, or amp that up when you're feeling like this. Reach out for support. Sometimes you need, just that mentor or someone just to go, what's going on? And you might need to do a bit of a clearing, especially if you're just moving through a lot of stuff right now, yeah? So I noticed the people that are feeling pretty good on the wave are the ones where, 12 months, 18 months ago, were really getting wiped, were really working through some heavy shit in their life, and they've cleared and gone through the biggest part of it. Remember, I always talk about that 18-month cycle, and I notice it's around 18 months of going through really heavy stuff, then we start to feel on a different kind of wavelength perhaps, and it's things are going on, but we don't get knocked by them as much. And I see that there's a lot of people on this kind of next wave, and then there's a lot of people on this wave just coming through now, yeah? So is there anything else that I need to talk about on this? I don't think so, but we do have the new moon coming up this weekend, so just be mindful of that. So this dark moon right now is about shedding. It's the time to release all this stuff too, by the way. So you could do cleansing rituals. It's an awesome time to clean out closets in the house, to clean, to rearrange, to reset the energy, new moon coming up, so that new cycle coming up in a few days. And so it is dropping in. So I've been getting the message the past week, and I've been nervous to say, and I don't want to say, so let me rewind a minute to maybe the second week in August, and I kept saying that first week in September, like I kept getting the message the first week in September, like the 4th of September, I kept getting that message, right? And I was like, oh, I don't like saying this because it's, you know, like, I don't know, is it bad? Is it good? I don't actually really know, right? And then when I look at what happened on the 4th of September, it was a real light shift. Like we'd just felt like we'd been in so much darkness and so much heavy energy. And that 4th of September was like a switch and everyone's like, woof, and we all took off in a way, right? A lot of people felt that. And I don't know if I'm getting the same message, but this past week, I keep getting the 14th of October. So I think that's actually a full moon too, but it just dropped into my mind. It's a Monday, I think. It is a Monday. It is a full moon, I think, on the 14th of October by memory. I'm going to have to double check that. So regardless of what that means, I don't know, but what came to mind, because I'm like, I don't know what's happening with that. It's like, I get told this, but you know, I guess that my nervousness around is like, I always think I get given dates, I get given, you know, things, but it's like, I personally don't like predicting stuff. Like, I don't tell your future. Nope, I can see this happening, I can see this happening, I can see this happening, and either one of those paths will happen from what you decide to do today. So if you're feeling really shit and you don't start changing your life and you don't implement new healthy routines of getting better sleep or releasing yourself from that toxic relationship, or start eating healthier or exercise or whatever the story is, that if you do not change something in your life, you're going to keep feeling shit. Like, that's just the reality, right? If you start changing and making things better, you're going to have a better life. Like, that's reality. Yeah, nobody can predict the future, but we can see different paths of options. If you start doing this, if you start doing this, if you start doing this, you're going to create this or this or this. Yeah. Okay, so the 14th of October. So whether or not this really ick energy hangs around until the 14th, I don't know, right? And I don't even want to say something like that, but looking at the Schumann's resonance, like the past 2 days around those times when we feel like, and check it out, like notice when you start feeling that way, because you'll notice that, you know, like whether it'll be an afternoon for you or it'll be a morning for you or whatever it is, you'll feel like, you'll notice, you'll be like, whoa, like the wave of tiredness will hit you, for example, right? It's kind of like, jump on that website, the Schumann's resonance thing that I put in there for you, and just see, like, because it's in Russian time and they seem to only update it every, like, once a day, I've noticed, right? But when you look back on the previous days, and if you recognize the patterns, or when you remember feeling that really wiped tiredness, and then in the morning you're like, oh, I feel fine, like, and if you look back, you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, it is those waves coming through, whatever they are, okay? But it just takes that out, that it's not you, it's not all you, okay? Okay, so Kelly says, even when we find this stable, grounded space, we still need to be vigilant about our work to stay in that space. Yes, we do, Kelly, we do. My hope for myself and my wish for others is that this becomes habit and we are less likely to backtrack. Yes, and it's so important to remember that when we're just starting to get used to this new space, it's not only like training our brain and reminding ourselves that we're like, this is safe, this is stable, this is the love, this is like what we've been working towards. Not only are we doing that, it's a whole new reality, but it took all these practices to get here. And these practices, and they now become your new habits, that you're not the person you used to be because you've been implementing new habits. You stop doing habits and they're going to change you in a different direction, whether they're good habits or bad habits. Exactly what I said. You do these actions, it'll lead you down this path. You do these actions, it'll lead you down this path. Like, do you know what I mean? So, but as you do those habits, they do become normal and they do become easier, because they become just part of you, you know, and it gets to a point where you do certain behaviors and they make you feel good, and after that initial like, oh my god, this is so hard, and it gets easier, and then you just becomes part of who you are. When you don't do them, like, you have to do them because otherwise you just don't feel right, right? You're just like, I need to do that thing, whether it's journaling or meditating or exercising or whatever it is, yeah? So Benjamin says, yes, Monday afternoon I was at work and I had to leave. Yeah, I'd been down since, no energy, back tomorrow. Yes, yeah. So there's been a big kind of wave, and like, you know, and it has been that equinox. Yeah, I feel like that equinox portal, and then like, you know, we're also stepping into the 3-day window of like a new moon, dark moon phase. So there's a lot going on, and these portals are so important to keep an eye on. Like I said, I literally thought it was later on in this week, and I'm like, oh, it was Monday when I was feeling all and I'm like, that explains it. So is there anything else that I need to talk about? Does anybody have any questions before I jump off this live stream? Remember, you can ask questions if you're watching the replay, or if you're really struggling, send me a message. This has no sales link at all, this live stream, so you can share it in private groups. If people need to hear this message today, because it's just like so many people have been repeating it to me, I was like, I need to jump on live stream and talk about this, because there's obviously more people than just a couple. So Kat says, I felt so heavy the last week. Life has felt like such a challenge, and I've just felt like I really needed my own space mentally. Yes, that's awesome. Thank you for bringing that up, because I feel like there's such an awareness going on of mindset. Yeah, it's like when people are like, it is negative to tell, is it negative people to tell, will it bring, is it negative to tell people I'm down, will it bring others down? It depends who you're really talking to. I think, you know, if you're talking to someone who gets it, and I was just about to say this, right? And I was about to say, like, the mindset thing, like, people who are constantly going on, I think the draining part, okay? I think the draining part is when people are, like, talking about how bad everything is and not doing anything about it. That's draining. Yeah? I feel like, especially when you've got someone and you know, maybe talk to them about it or whatever, it's kind of like, and this is what I say when you post in my groups, this is how I'm feeling shit, or whatever's going on, this is also what I'm doing about it. How is everyone else feeling? Is this going on for other people? Like, there's a thing, yeah? There's a difference between just like, I feel so shit, but this is what I'm also doing about it. Or I'm feeling so shit, I need to go outside, clear my energy, check in with everything going on the planet, like energetically, what's happening. Okay, I'm starting to feel better now. Okay, like do that first even. But I think it depends if you're doing something actively to shift it, or not even just shift it, just to reset yourself. Because I find that the other thing when I talk about, that I spoke about on the start of this live stream about being in alignment and not being in alignment, is I feel like these waves that come through the Schumann's, let's call them the Schumann's waves, because I don't actually know what they are specifically, whether it's solar flares or, you know, who really knows. It's like, when these waves are coming through, if you are out of alignment in your life, they're going to hit you harder. Everything's going to pull you down so much. You're going to be affected by it a lot more. If you are in alignment with your life, you'll feel the wave, but it won't affect you as much. It won't pull you down as much. And that's what I'm really recognizing. So when you say, Kat, you know, like, I've just felt I've needed my own space mentally, like being around people who, I don't like using this term, but who are unconscious, right? But who are like, and it's not that they're unconscious and are like, don't be around unconscious people. It's just that you'll find that they can be quite negative. They'll always go to the negative. It'll always be the negative comment. Like, it'll just be that, like, just, it's really noticeable. It's really noticeable, especially when we're really sensitive to everything going on as well. And then we're really working to stay in a positive space. It's really noticeable to be around negative people. But if you're living out of alignment of your life, it'll knock you more. That's what I'm really recognizing, and even with my clients. And I'm just like, okay, well, what needs to shift? And even with myself, like, if I'm going down on a path, whether it's something I'm releasing in my business or something that I'm sharing, or like whatever I'm doing, like even in everyday life, if something is out of alignment, everything's going to pull me down 50 times more, like harder, right? But if I'm quick to pick up, okay, that's not feeling good anymore. Okay, cool, change it. Like, where do I need to go? Even if there's a lot of space before I'm given the next step. And that's where the faith comes in. That's where the trust comes in, that you might be like, okay, cool. Yeah, I know this is out of alignment. Okay, sweet. Let's change it. And you're not clear about the next step. You need to work your faith muscle like no tomorrow, and know that by being in this space, it's like, hold it. And that faith can get stretched so much. And it's like, faith stretching, I don't know how much I can stretch this faith anymore. Space, still no answers. And then all of a sudden, woof, and off you go. Yeah. The recalibration between what's not in alignment And in alignment is like the compass spinning around going, okay, cool. And it's your job to just trust and walk in the like, okay, hold it, hold it, hold it. And sometimes that faith can feel so, it's like stressful and pressure in a way, because you're like, okay, like, you know, because you guys know that if you take action on something that's slightly out of alignment, number one, you're going to end up in the wrong direction. You're going to end up all the way over there, rather than if you just held on that little bit more, everything's going to flow so much easier and you're going to feel in joy and in flow again. And then even with the Schumann's resonance and all that shit going on, you're not even going to notice it. Like, I'm like, oh, people are feeling this way. I'm like, oh, I better talk about it to support you, to stay in that space of just hold it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, when you say, Benjamin, is it negative to tell people I'm down? Will it bring others down? I think it's really important to be authentic with how you're feeling. Yeah, but I also feel like it's important that in the same sentence, it's like, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling shit, but I'm also doing this about it, right? And it's so important, especially to model to children. Like, you know, like instead of bottling up our feelings and that's like covering and everything, go 10 times worse about that, right? I feel like it's so important that with the you know, like being authentic with your feelings. Like if I'm feeling angry or upset or whatever like that, I'm always authentic with Adaya. I'm like, I'm feeling really angry right now. It's not you. This is what's going on. This is what's upsetting me in kids' terms. So number one, she's not energetically feeling it. She's not energetically carrying it. She doesn't step into trying to fix me or make me feel better or whatever the story that goes on in the dynamics that when we bottle up our feelings, especially around our kids that are like sponges, if we are not authentic and tell them, I'm really angry right now. I'm feeling this. This is what's happening. And then in the same sentence, but I'm making this change, I'm talking to this person for support, I'm going for a run to clear my head. You're modeling to your child how to take care of feelings and emotions that are a normal human experience in everyday life. If you are not being authentic and bottling this up, the kids are going to also do the same, and then everyone explodes and people have tantrums and we're like, why is everyone running around like a lunatic and running off their head? It's because everyone's bottling up their feelings. But if you can just voice it, I'm feeling upset. I'm feeling really upset today. I need to go and have a cry. I'm going to go and have a cry on my bed and I'm going to come back out and out, right? I do that too. Like, I'm feeling really upset. I just need to cry, because I know if I don't let myself cry, I just get angry. And I'd rather take 5 minutes out, shut my door and just bawl my eyes out on my bed and come back out and I feel better again. Energy shifts, yeah? Authenticity is the key, guys. Okay. So crazy head pressure all day. Yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, absolutely agree. Yes, thanks. Yeah, so loving this session. There's some wicked wise girl. Yes. Yes, so important for the kids. I try hard to help my little girl understand her feelings by explaining mine. Yes, so important. So important. Alison says, I've been there, all clear this morning, journal release. Yes, how do we release? We authentically feel. To release anger, guys, sometimes we can't cry and we're more angry. Pushing against a door frame in your house is really awesome for releasing anger. Yeah, you can do it quietly. It's like door frames are strong usually, right? So like pushing against the door frame helps to get anger out. And yes, like, yep. Showered with rainwater, yum, yum, yum. Cleansing aura, water. If I'm feeling off and I can't seem to shift it, I have a shower. Shower's amazing for me. Ocean, of course, outside, chakra clearing, outdoors and nature, guys. If nothing is working, ask yourself how long it's been since you've spent a good chunk of time outside. They say 2 hours outside in nature, listening to nature sound and being in nature resets our entire frequency back to normal. Yeah, so important. Especially if you're not sleeping at night, especially if you're stressed out, especially if right? Spend 2 hours in nature every day for a week and see how different you feel, yeah? All right. Is there anything else? Okay, let's see if there's any other questions. Otherwise, I'm going to jump off this live stream. Obviously needed to share this. And I had my window shut because the neighbours are renovating and it was so noisy and I'm like really hot in here with all my lights. Yeah, question about journaling. Go for it. I've actually been getting the nudge to release the journal prompts, do a little mini journal affirmation thing. It's been tapping me on the shoulder, and I haven't done it yet because it was my birthday last week, and I'm like, I'm not working. So, but I can feel there's a lot of people asking about it and asking for it. So if you guys would like me to share more about journaling, I do have new affirmations to record, and I was going to get them out to you, and I tried several weeks ago and the recording wouldn't work, and I'm like, you know what, it's not the right time, but I want to. It's really calling me, it's really alive for me to record like an entire hour of affirmations. So if you guys would like something like that, please give me some love hearts in the comments, or love heart this live stream, even if you're watching the replay. Okay, she says, I try not to write negative in my journal because I don't want to put it out there. Yeah, so it's really important. I like to have two journals, or just a piece of paper. And, so I like to have, I don't know where it is right now. I like to have, I have two things. I have a clipboard. That's always got paper on it. You see, I've been writing stuff on it. Yeah. So I always have a clipboard with paper so I can write. This is my purge. Yeah. And I always have it handy. And then I have my nice journal, my good journal. Like, I've got several of them. That one's finished. So I've got lots of them on the go. Well, not on the go. I've got lots of them because I go through them a lot. So the purge is for any negativity, like get it out, okay? This is like purging out negative stuff. Some people think, oh, I shouldn't be writing about it. And yeah, you shouldn't, but it's better than holding it in here. Purging out negativity is like going to see a counselor. Yeah, it really is. Well, there's other things, benefits about using a mentor and a counselor. But it's like that, you know, when you feel better and you just get it out, right? What's most important? This is crucial, okay? When I say, yeah, you shouldn't, this is why. You shouldn't if you are not going to do this next step. If you are not going to do this next step, please do not do a negative purge journal, okay? It's better not to, in a sense, okay? Purge, get it out. Get that piece of paper, screw it up, and throw it in the bin. Yeah? Straight away. This next crucial step is then get your journal and write out double or triple the amount of negativity that you have purged out. That is the crucial piece. So if you think you don't have time to write the double or triple amount of positivity from what you've just purged out, don't wait till you have time to do that. Okay, it is crucial. Why? Because once you have purged out all this negativity stuff, right? Yes, you can burn it or safely burn it for sure. Yes, you can purge it all out. But then what happens when you purge it all out is there's all this space. There's all this space there then. Yeah, there really is lots of space, right? We don't want the beliefs or the other stuff that might surface to fill that space with more negativity, so to speak. Or we go out into the world and everyone else's negativity just kind of fills the space. Because when there's a vacuum, the universe fills it. Yeah? So what we want to do is that once we've purged out all that stuff and there's all this space, remember that beautiful space we've been speaking about on this live stream? There's all this space. What do we want to do? This is how we create our reality, as we write double minimum double, triple. Yeah. Now, what I recommend to my clients and what I do myself is that when I do a purge, especially if we're like shifting into something big or we just hit something big and there's like a big like purge and we're like, oh my God. Sometimes it can be helpful to keep the negative stuff just for a moment while you write the positive, because if you get stuck on what to write on the positive, it's awesome to look at the negative statement that you've written and ask yourself, what is the opposite of this? What is the positive of this negative, right? So maybe it's like, I don't know, they hurt my feelings or something, whatever the purge is, right? And it's kind of like, what's the positive of that? I'm starting to be around people who are more caring about people's feelings. I'm starting to be around people who value respect and honesty, like whatever the story is, right? But it's like, and especially when you write, I'm starting to be around, right? Your subconscious can't fight that, because say you're in a toxic relationship or something and you've got all this stuff going on, and it's like, you know, you're like, I'm in a loving relationship, and your subconscious is like, well, no, you're not, right? But when you can use a sentence like, I'm starting to be around people who are more caring, you're starting to attract those sorts of situations. Your subconscious can't fight that. Yeah, I'm starting to attract more loving relationships, or whatever the story is. Yeah, so sometimes it's helpful to keep the negative stuff if you get stuck, and then just, you know, can burn it later, or, you know, ceremoniously release it or bury it or chuck it in the bin. Okay, so writing out, you know, and the thing is with that, with those 20 or 30 new like positive statements you've written, what I personally like to do is those 20 or 30 I write out every day for a big chunk of time. Sometimes I'll write new ones that, you know, in between those, you know, ones that I'm writing out same every day. Sometimes, you know, like I might go along for like 4 or 5 days, and then all of a sudden another negative wave will come up and I'll do another purge, get it out, which is usually not as much if I've shifted through something big recently. And then I'll continue to write the positive ones over and over and over every day. Now, what's really powerful is actually audio recording your voice saying those affirmations as well, and listening to them over and over and over every day. Yeah? As well as writing. There's power in writing, guys. Okay. Yeah, awesome. Okay. So I'm going to jump off this live stream. As I said, if you think that this can help somebody, please tag their name in the comments, or you can share it in a private message. You can share it in groups. There is no sales pitch on here. The only thing that's on here is my free meditation pack, which has the chakra clearing meditation. There's the recalling your energy meditation. They're 2 very powerful meditations to play on repeat when you need support. You can also, like, there's other meditations in that pack as well. There's 6 of them in there. So some people think that I shouldn't give that much away for free, but it's in there. So you guys can shift. You've got no excuses, because you don't even have to exchange money for it. So you can't use that as an excuse, guys. So you're so welcome, Kat. You're so welcome. Thanks for joining me live, everybody. Lots of love to you. Love you. Bye.